Look at your hands. They are steady now, perhaps. But your mind? Your mind is a frantic bird trapped in a cage of its own making. You believe you are the master of your life. You believe you choose your path. You are lying to yourself. You are a puppet, a biological slave to the chemicals surging through your veins. A single notification on a glass screen can ruin your morning. A cold look from a stranger can trigger a spiral of self-doubt that lasts for days. A ghost of a memory can paralyze you in the middle of a crowded room. You are fragile. You are glass in a world of hammers. Miyamoto Musashi, a man who stood amidst the carnage of 60 duels and never felt the cold breath of defeat, did not seek happiness. He did not seek inner peace, as the world describes it today. He sought the steel mind. He sought the absolute annihilation of the reactive self. This is not a video about managing your stress. We do not manage weeds. We rip them out by the root and burn the ground. Today, we take the 5 rings of Musashi and we forge them into a cage for your impulses. If you are looking for comfort, leave now. Steel mind is not for the comfortable. It is for those willing to be broken so they can be remade. I know why you are here. You are exhausted. Not the exhaustion of hard labor, but the soul-crushing fatigue of being a victim of circumstance. You wake up and immediately surrender your sovereignty to the world. You check your phone, and within 30 seconds, your emotions have been hijacked by people who don't even know you exist. You play the role of the sensitive soul or the overthinker. These are just masks, beautiful, tragic masks that hide a singular, ugly truth. You are too weak to control your own internal climate. I remember a time when I sat in my car, staring at a steering wheel, my chest tightening until I couldn't breathe. I had just lost a contract, a year of work, gone because of a moment of ego-driven rage. I had sent one email, one single, impulsive, venomous email, because I felt disrespected. That 5-second rush of anger cost me my reputation, my stability, and my sleep for 1,000 nights. I wasn't a warrior. I was a child with a weapon I didn't understand. Look in the mirror. You see that person staring back? That is your only true enemy. Not your boss, not your ex, not the economy. It is that trembling, reactive entity that demands to be heard, that demands to be offended, that demands to be validated. You tell yourself you can't help how you feel. That is the ultimate lie. It is the coward's anthem. Musashi lived in a time where a lack of emotional control didn't lead to a bad day. It led to a head rolling in the dirt. You have lost that sense of urgency. Because the consequences of your weakness are slow and silent, you think they aren't killing you. But they are. They are murdering your potential every single second. The world tells you to process your feelings. They tell you to sit in a circle and discuss your wounds until they become your identity. This is the path of perpetual fragility. Musashi offers a different forge. He speaks of Fudōshin, the immovable mind. Imagine a massive boulder sitting at the base of a waterfall. The water pounds against it with enough force to crush a man's bones. The wind howls around it. The ice tries to crack it. And the boulder? The boulder does nothing. It does not cope. It does not react. It simply is. To the modern mind, this sounds like becoming a robot. To the steel mind, this is the only true freedom. If I can trigger your anger, I own you. If I can trigger your fear, I am your master. If your happiness depends on the world being kind to you, you are a beggar in a realm of tyrants. Musashi's first strike against your weakness is the concept of the water mind. Water is fluid, yet it can wear down the hardest granite. It takes the shape of the vessel, yet it never loses its essence. When you are attacked by an emotion, rage, grief, anxiety, you do not fight it. Fighting an emotion only gives it more blood. Instead, you become the ocean. A stone thrown into the ocean creates a ripple, but the depths remain silent. But how do you reach the depths when you are drowning on the surface? You start by realizing that your emotions are not you. They are weather patterns. You are the mountain. The storm is just passing through. To master the blade, you must first master the grip. To master the mind, you must adopt the double sight. Musashi taught that in combat, there is perception and there is sight. Perception is strong, sight is weak. Sight is what your eyes see, the glint of the enemy's sword, the scowl on his face. This leads to fear. Perception is seeing the intent, the rhythm, the space between things. When your boss screams at you, your sight sees an attacker. Your perception should see a desperate man losing control of his own emotions. Why would you let a failing man dictate your internal state? By shifting from sight to perception, you detach. You become the observer of the chaos, not the participant. This leads us deeper into the fire, the detached strike. Most people fail because they are attached to the outcome. They are desperate for the world to go their way. Musashi fought as if he were already dead. When you accept that you have already lost everything, your reputation, your comfort, your life, you become invincible. The emotions of losing have no power over a ghost. You must practice voluntary hardship. You cannot build a steel mind in a bed of feathers. You must intentionally seek the cold, the hunger, the silence, and the boredom. You must shackle your impulses. When your body screams for the phone, you leave it in the other room. When your mind demands to argue, you remain silent. This is not self-care. This is the systematic dismantling of the ego. The fire is hot now. You feel the pressure. You feel the urge to click away, to find something lighter. That is your weakness trying to save itself. Hold the line. Musashi's final lesson is the most brutal. The way is in training. You do not learn emotional mastery. You forge it through 1,000 cuts. You do not wait for the big battle to be brave. You are brave when you choose to do the work you hate when no one is watching. You are a warrior when you choose discipline over the dopamine hit of a trivial argument. Every time you choose to remain calm when you have every right to be angry, you are hammering the impurities out of your steel. Every time you act despite the presence of fear, you are sharpening your edge. There is no magic pill. There is only the anvil and the repetitive, agonizing strike of the hammer. To forge the steel mind, we must look into the 5 elements Musashi left behind. These are not chapters in a book. They are the blueprints for your psychological armor. We will navigate them not as historians, but as surgeons of the soul. Most of you are living on a foundation of shifting sand. You base your self-worth on the likes of strangers, the fickle mood of your partner, or the numbers in a bank account that could vanish tomorrow. When the earth beneath you shakes, your emotions shatter. Musashi's Book of Earth is about the straight way. It is the realization that your internal rhythm must be independent of the external world. Look at the modern victim. They are always reacting. The world strikes, and they bleed. The world pushes, and they fall. The steel mind does not fall. You must build a foundation of personal non-negotiables. This is the earth beneath your feet. It is the morning ritual you never skip, the discipline you never break, and the values you would die for. When your emotions try to flare, when that surge of anxiety hits because you think you're failing, you return to the earth, you return to the work. You don't ask, "How do I feel?" You ask, "What is my duty?" The earth doesn't care if the storm is loud. The earth remains. If you want to master your emotions, stop being a leaf in the wind and start being the mountain. Discipline is the gravity that holds your soul together when the world tries to pull you apart. The biggest mistake you make is trying to be strong by being rigid. You think that to be emotional less means to be a stone wall. But a wall can be cracked. A wall can be toppled. Musashi taught the water mind. Water is the most dangerous element because it cannot be wounded. You can strike it with a sword, and it simply parts and closes again. You can pour it into a cup, and it becomes the cup. When someone insults you, why do you harden? Why do you clench your ego? That clenching is where the pain lives. The steel mind practices the parting of the waves. When an emotional attack comes, a betrayal, a setback, a cruel word, you don't resist it. You let it pass through you. You become so fluid, so devoid of an ego target, that the insult has nowhere to land. Think of a time you were offended. Why? Because you had an image of yourself that someone dared to touch. If you have no image, if you are as fluid as water, you are untouchable. You don't fight your sadness. You flow with it until it loses its momentum. You don't suppress your fear. You let it wash over you while you remain focused on the target. To master your emotions, you must stop being a target and start being the flow. Fire is timing. Fire is intensity. Most of you are burning with the wrong fuel. You use your anger to argue with people on the internet. You use your passion to chase fleeting pleasures. You are wasting your fire on trash. Musashi's Book of Fire is about the heat of the moment. In a duel, there is a split second where you either dominate or die. Your emotions are exactly the same. When a negative emotion arises, let's say, a wave of crippling laziness, that is a spark. You can either let it burn your house down, or you can use that heat to forge a better version of yourself. The steel mind uses emotional transmutation. You take the heat of anger and you turn it into a brutal workout. You take the coldness of despair and you turn it into a deep, focused session of creative work. You don't let the fire consume you. You become the furnace. If you feel triggered, that is a signal of your own weakness. The fire is telling you exactly where your armor is thin. Instead of complaining, thank the flame. It is showing you what you need to burn away. Every time you feel an impulse to scream, to cry, to give up, strike first. Attack the emotion before it attacks you. Move faster than your feelings. If your heart is racing with fear, run towards the thing you fear. This is how you master the fire. You don't put it out. You weaponize it. The Book of Wind is about understanding the other. It's about knowing the traditions and the weaknesses of your enemy. Your enemy is not just other people, it is the collective neurosis of society. Look around you. You are surrounded by people who are drowning in their own feelings. They are fragile, reactive, and easily manipulated. If you are like them, you are predictable. If you are predictable, you are a slave. To master your emotions, you must develop the predator's gaze. When someone tries to manipulate you emotionally, look past their words, see their fear, see their insecurity. When the media tries to make you outraged, see the algorithm. When you understand the wind, the forces that are trying to move you, you become immune to them. You stop taking things personally because you realize that people don't actually see you. They only see their own projections and pain. Why would you let a blind man's description of the world upset you? The steel mind is a mind that observes the storm from the eye. You see the wind, you feel the wind, but you are not the wind. Finally, we reach the Book of Void. This is the highest level of Musashi's philosophy and the hardest to grasp. The void is not emptiness in the way we think of a vacuum. The void is the state where there is no gap between intention and action. In the void, there is no me and no emotion. There is only the task. When you are truly in the zone, when you are focused so deeply on a goal that you forget to eat, forget the time, forget your own name, you are in the void. In that state, anxiety cannot exist. Depression cannot exist. Anger cannot exist. Because those things require a self to attach to. The ultimate secret to mastering your emotions is to annihilate the self. When you are working, become the work. When you are fighting, become the fight. When you are suffering, become the observer of the suffering. Most of your emotional pain comes from the narrative you tell yourself about your life. Why is this happening to me? I don't deserve this. I'm so tired. Delete the I. In the void, there is no I. There is only the rhythm of the universe. The steel mind is a mind that can enter the void at will. It is the ability to flip a switch and turn off the internal monologue. It is the silence of the blade before it strikes. It is the absolute peace that comes from knowing that in the grand scale of the void, your petty emotional dramas are nothing more than dust in a sunbeam. Do not leave this video and go back to your comfortable, reactive life. If you do, you have insulted the memory of Musashi, and you have betrayed your own potential. You have been given a choice today. You can continue to be a feeling creature, a soft, fragile entity that is pushed and pulled by the tides of life. Or you can become a steel mind. Being a steel mind doesn't mean you don't feel. It means you are the master of the feeling. It means you stand in the center of your own soul with a drawn sword, and you decide which emotions are allowed to stay and which must be executed. The golden message. The world will never stop trying to break you. It is its job. Your job is to be the thing that cannot be broken. Stop asking for a life without storms. Start building a ship that can sail through any hurricane. Stop waiting for your motivation to return. Motivation is a fair weather friend. Discipline is your only brother. I don't want your like. I don't want your subscribe if you are just a tourist of wisdom. I want your commitment. Right now, in the comments, I want you to name the one emotion that has been your master for too long. Is it fear? Is it envy? Is it laziness? Write it down, publicly, execute it. And then, tomorrow morning, when that emotion wakes up and tries to take the wheel of your life again, you draw Musashi's blade, you remember the void, and you stay the course. The forge is hot, the hammer is falling. Are you ready to become steel?